We're moving. Watching. Alright, so today's Thursday. We're moving. We're going back to a thinning track. We got all the clear cut stuff here done yesterday. We got 2 other clear cuts we still got to clean up, but I don't know when we're going to get to them because it's wet. So y'all get to enjoy a move day. It is cool this morning. All right, I'm going to stop walking. I'm shaking y'all all around. Trying to get y'all up here so y'all can watch Michael get this loader out. Loader is it is went down in the ground. We've got about another, we should be somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2 inch. I'm gonna say touch over 1/4. There we go. It's our first cool morning though, fall 2020 season. Hold on, Michael. There we go. And Mickey put his feet down that road. It's hard. He's just gonna slide him. I'm sure there's gonna be somebody that says, "Oh, you can't do that. You're gonna break them." We do that shit all the time. He got him out. When you're a logger, you gotta improvise, son. Ain't everything gonna be perfect. You take the situations you have and you work with what you got. Make it work. Alright, so we are not going to show y'all a whole bunch of moving stuff. We went on ahead, things fell out just perfect for us to get me over here on the cutter and start cutting and getting everything together on that. I think they might be a little bit too close together, but we are back to thinning. We are back to what we know and what we know how to make work really good. We've got a lot of new subscribers since the last time we were thinning. This is what we primarily, not that we don't know what we're doing when we're clear cutting. We absolutely know what we're doing when it comes to clear cutting. This is just what we all know. This is what is easy for us. Y'all are going to see a much different job site than what y'all have been seeing in the past 9-10 weeks, maybe 8 weeks for sure. But we're back home. This is home for us. Thinning. Oh, it's so nice to be home. Alright, so today we're coming back to a thinning track. Like I said, we have a lot of people that haven't been here to see what a thinning track is, what we're doing, stuff like that. So we're going to go over a little bit of that, and I'm going to show y'all some of the new challenges that we're going to have in a thinning block that we didn't used to have before Hurricane Laura. Alright, so what is thinning? What are we doing when we're here? Stuff like that. Real quick crash course on it. I have several other videos explaining this, but the biggest thing is this is what is called a second thin. This has already been thinned one time, somewhere between the ages of 12 to 16 years old. This stuff was thinned somewhere around the age of 12, 13 years old probably, is when this was first thinned. And whenever something is first thinned, that means it's been planted and it stands for, however many years. Usually 12 is when it matures enough to come online. So it's been planted in the ground for 12 years, and every 10 feet they plant a row. Y'all see You know, this here's a row. There would have been a row here, and then another row there. So every 10 feet, there's a row of trees planted, spaced out by usually 7 to 9 feet apart. Like the gap in between this tree and that tree, you know, I know it's bigger than 7 feet now because there's been a tree removed from there in the first thin, but this here would have been 7 feet from this tree to where that tree would have been right there. So they come in, they take one row of trees out and use this as we call them down rows. Some people call them access corridors, stuff like that. But for us, our area, we call this a down row. So you come in, you move one row of trees, cutting a down row. And then a lot of people have rubber tire cutters. A lot of people have track cutters, like the one you see behind me here. And this is a specialized thinning application head, high accumulation. In this type timber, I'll put, in this size here, I'm putting 10 to 12 trees in it per bundle. And I only usually have to lay down 3 bundles before my skidder has enough to make a drag. In these smaller timber applications, you need something like that to make this work more efficiently. So anyway, this, like I said, this is a second thin, so it's been roughly, this thinning is actually running a little bit ahead of schedule because it is running such high volume on it and it is growing exceptionally well. The site index is really well here, really good, and that's a result of the type of soil that it's planted on, drainage, location, sun that gets this time of year. There's tons of factors that factor in, but the site index on this place is extremely high. So it's only been about 4 years since it was first thinned. We usually wait 7 years, 6 to 7 years before we second thin a patch, but this one is running well ahead of schedule. And to keep from choking the trees out, y'all can see how they are the limbs are starting to all touch again from the first thin. Part of that was the first thin didn't get thinned as thin as what it might have should have, but on the second hand, when it leaves plenty to come in and remove for the second thin. So this, I will come in and remove the pore, like this tree right here. You see it's deformed, and then on down there's 2 more trees right side by side right there. Those 2 trees are smaller diameter and poorly deformed, or poorly formed trees. This tree right here, that's a poorly formed tree. That one's going to die. There's lots of factors, and once you get all the bad trees out, there's still an overabundance of trees in the area. But you're shooting for, depending on the size of the timber, this stuff here is the average size that it is. We're going to be somewhere in the 250 to 275 stems per acre, I would say, left when we leave here. The better patches where the timber is a little bit larger, like this tree right here, you're probably going to be looking at more in the 200 to 225 trees to the acre left behind. That leaves you an average overall basal area of 70. That's our prescribed cut for this, would be a 70 basal area. So I know we're going to be leaving 200 to 300 stems on an average after a second thin. The new challenges that we're going to have today while thinning this stuff that we haven't had before, same thing we've been having to do in the clear cut stuff. This right here is a perfect example. That broke snag. There is tons of broke down stuff, broke down trees everywhere throughout the cut now. So not only are we having to remove the damaged trees, or the deformed, poorly formed trees, and get to that magic number to make the timber grow good for another 10 years before they clear cut it. This is now also, you're having to pick up all these little salvage pieces, and it can be a very tedious process doing that. Well, I was told we'd have these days on a logging job. I don't think that bar is supposed to be like that. I definitely don't think it's supposed to be like that. What the hell did you do, Matthew?
I forgot it down.
You forgot it?
I forgot it down. I thought
That is like as important as your bucket. Like, how do you forget your saw?
I'm telling you, this thing used to come up by itself.
No, it ain't never come up by itself.
I think you full of crap.
What do you do, Michael?
He went that bar.
He killed the bar.
Yep. We only got one left, so don't mess up the other one.
On what?
Don't mess up the other one until payday. Tomorrow's payday, but you gotta wait. Nobody won't have to burn it down.
Jesus.
My God. Woo!
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's just a little bit bent, sir.
They look brand new almost.
It ain't even got the paint wore off of it, does it, Michael?
No.
Just because it don't need you.
We're gonna hold that out of his check, huh?
I bet you that's $400.
400?
That looks longer.
Hell, we don't even got the right one to fix it.
No, bull. That's full of crap. I want to put a little bit of wire.
Hey, here's a good tip we can take out and put on there for you.
I guess that's the only thing salvageable on it, the tip.
We're going to put it against the stump. We're going to fix it.
He ain't fixing that one, Captain.
Hey. It's bent pretty bad.
Yeah, it's been pretty damn good.
Now that old John Deere there, it'll push it down, but that old Tigercat wouldn't.
Well, you keep your head in it.
Oh no, we ain't beating my head on that.
I put it on my blade.
Just pressing the head down on it.
We're still not doing that, he said.
Nope. Big old nope. So what he done here, let me back up.
Looks like he did.
Yeah, it looks like he bent it. Well, what he done here is you got two buttons in there on your joysticks. One works your knives right there that you see, one works your saw. His finger got tired? That's what I always thought. You know, if you open them knives back up, that saw goes up with it.
Both fingers got tight.
It's hard to find good help, Michael. But what he done was he forgot his saw. It didn't go all the way back up. And he went to put his next bucket of wood in there. There was some bark up there, wasn't it, Michael? There's some bark on it? Yep, right there. Right there where Michael's pointing at. There's some bark. And it,
Pine.
don't eat the pine, son.
Taste it, see if it's pine or oak.
It's pine. I smelled it.
Anyway,
Sure?
bar just got
I
smashed.
know.
We'll take care of this one since it's his first one, but if it happens again, he'll have to buy his next bar. Ain't that right, Michael?
Yeah.
See, we can bend it back. I don't think.
What is your opinion on this, Mr. Loader Operator?
It's too much of a twist in it. You won't ever get it back.
Too much of a twist to fix it?
No. Put it on stump. I'll hit the blade on it.
Michael, we cut little bitty trees. We ain't got trees big enough for that.
Put it up with the blade up there.
You can straighten it?
Put it on that deck over and let me beat it.
Loader man says he can fix it. We gonna fix it.
Hey, you going to fix